Makaisaiyan here, what yo, and we're here for the Grimmjow Jaegerjaquez trailer. So this is late, it's probably not going to get that many views. If you guys can, go ahead and give this video a like. If we get 200 likes on this video, at least that tells me that people are watching and waited for my breakdown. So as you guys know, with every breakdown video, we sit here, we look at the moveset, the character, and we give our thoughts on it. So we're gonna hop into that. And if you guys are new, we do this every Monday, so subscribe so you don't miss out on Bleach Rebirth the Souls videos. Just like all the Iran card trailers we got for Neliel, Ukiura, now Grimmjow, it is white versus black. So we see his sword, we see his title, Sexta Espada, we see the name of his resurreccion. Then the description pops up, the Sexta Espada who aims for high status while hiding his thoughts. He excels at turning adversity into strength and seizing victory at the first opportunity. Then we get to see Grimmjow's introduction.
Good. I can't wait to devour you.
As we get his introduction, we also get to see a brand new stage. This stage area is where Grimmjow fought against Ichigo, which several other subsequent battles do end up taking place in, but granted, this one is mainly known for when Ichigo and Grimmjow fought one last time. So new stage already revealed. Before we even get into the trailer, we're given a special condition. So far of all the characters in the game, Toshiro was the only character in the game so far that had a special condition in a bar that's constantly there. Grimmjow is the second character. This is called the impulse gauge. He has this gauge and it states, turn into annihilation state for a certain period by charging impulse gauge to the maximum. Impulse gauge will accumulate by receiving attacks or activating signature move. During the annihilation states, when this gauge is filled up, attack power will increase and some actions will change. Getting a quick glimpse at Grimmjow's attack, he attacks really fast. Makes me wonder if his attack speed is going to be faster than others. Are they contributing attack speed with speed, aka mobility of the character? Because if not, that's still interesting when it comes to fighting games, because when people have a faster attack output with the hitboxes and shit, it does tend to make them a character that people are going to gravitate towards. I think Grimmjow's definitely going to be a character that people play with a lot just off of that. We're greeted to Grimmjow's signature move, preparcion, a technique that takes the stance by holding down the input and charges the impulse gauge, the thing that we just heard about, during this stance. By charging the impulse gauge to the maximum, Grimmjow will be in the annihilation state for a certain period. Now, that's interesting. So one of his signature moves is him charging up this technique, and this gives him an increase of attack. So this is probably going to be one strategic thing that you're going to make use of when playing with Grimmjow so that you can cause a lot of damage. Then we're giving Grimmjow spiritual pressure 2 move, kill them, spare no one. This was what he said when him and his fraction pulled up to the world of the living. Anyways, so now we're giving a different state. We got the annihilation state, now we're getting something called the decimation state. So turn into the decimation state for a certain period by activating. During the decimation state, each action will be greatly enhanced, but Grimmjow's reishi will get damaged by his own attack. So then my question here is that is Grimmjow a double-edged sword but is rewarded for damaging himself? Because his annihilation state states that if he receives attacks or he uses his signature, then it charges up the impulse gauge. So by him using his spiritual pressure 2 move, would this also in theory increase his impulse gauge as well? Because if so, then that's very interesting to take note of. After that, we're greeted to Grimmjow's awakening, his resurreccion. The name of his resurreccion is Pantera. Grimmjow's performance is enhanced by releasing Pantera with resurreccion. The amount of reishi and the damage will increase, as well as explosive power will be enhanced during the annihilation state and decimation state. So these two states kind of work similar in hand with one another, it seems like. So maybe Spiritual Pressure 2 move in fact does, because I would imagine if one of his Spiritual Pressure move attacks, if say one is Grand Resetto, he probably causes damage to himself, which in theory would go hand in hand with his annihilation state, aka the impulse gauge, and thus make him stronger. From here, we see Grimmjow do a series of attacks as well as do one of the elbow attacks, and he looks like he retains that speed, and he might be one of those characters that are versatile, but he might also be a double-edged sword, and if you're not good at playing with him, he's probably going to be a hard character to make use of. From here, we're given the quick Kikon-like moves, and then we're given the final move, the Descaron, as Grimmjow makes use of that. And at the end of the trailer, it says Grimmjow Jaegerjaquez, characterized by explosive combat, making use of his accumulated impulses. And that ends off the trailer. Now, as I've stated, at this current time in the game, there's only one other character with a special gauge that has been introduced to us at the start of battle. There have been gauges or meters that have been mentioned for characters depending on circumstances, but for the whole match, and that meter is constantly in effect, Grimmjow and Toshido are the only two characters that have this so far. It's quite possible that more characters will have this, but only time will tell. I theorize that Ikkaku will be another character that might have something similar to this, but again, when he gets revealed, we'll find out. Until then, I'm makaisaiyan. What? Yo! If you guys want more videos like this, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, turn on notifications, and like I said at the beginning, let's try to get 200 likes on this video. If we can do that, I appreciate you guys. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.